Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Dr. Kesha, and I am your soul coach, life coach certified Christian counselor, motivational speaker, educator, author, so much more. But listen, I'm your host on today. This is Chatting Tea with Dr. D. This is the podcast. Our goal is to do this podcast on Saturdays, and so look for us to do this on a Saturday night. This is actually our second attempt, so please forgive us for any missteps. There was an issue with the mute, and we started out strong, but we got really weak. And for like 20 minutes or so of that previous broadcast, I was muted, and so you didn't hear the commentary. You just got the setup. And so we're back and we're doing this again. All right. However, this is the good part. We're sharing it to the I'm Global page. I'm Global Impacting Mindsets page. So listen, welcome to the broadcast Impacting Mindsets page. That's my business page and my brand. Welcome to the broadcast, and shout out to those that are watching from YouTube. Shout out to them. And it's also the Impacting Mindsets Global brand as well. And we're sharing this to the Dr. Kesha page on Facebook. So we have two Facebook streams as well as a stream going to YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for those that may be new to us. But you're gonna be true. We true to this, even though you're new to this. We true to this. So I'm sure you're gonna enjoy the content. We do provide a lot of free content. So again, you're welcome to view any and all content that we do share. And you can also follow me on all social media. You also find me on Instagram as well. You can find me on IG, Dr. Kesha. You'll find me there as well, or you can just search for Impacting Mindsets. All right. So that is, I think, out of the way. So let's talk about our why. Why are we here? Why are we doing chat and tea on tonight? What's the topic? What are we discussing? Well, first of all, we're discussing love. We're discussing relationships. I was inspired by a reel that I saw a little bit earlier today. I was just scrolling, as we often do, right? We scroll. And my eyes fell upon a reel, a beautiful reel. I don't know who created this reel, but it was an animated reel of a Black male and female that happened to be on a New York City train. Being that I live in New York, I know the whole vibe that the subway system can provide. And so I just knew right away that it was definitely in the setting of New York City in the subway system, okay, which is cool and dope because it's its own vibe. You check it out for those that have never been in New York. Got to have a subway experience. I highly recommend it. That was one of the first things that I wanted to do when I moved to New York over 20 some years ago. I wanted to have that experience and I actually love it. It's a part of the culture. All right. And so they're on this subway, and the gentleman that is in the featurette looks at this young lady that comes on the train, and from the moment he glanced at her, his whole life, flashed before him. And so he sees the meat, right? He finally gets enough, gumption and wherewithal to ask her out on a date. He sees, the good time that they had and the vibe that they had and how connected they became really quickly and how he felt about her in his vision. He saw it gradually growing into something special, falling in love. He saw the proposal, he saw the wedding day, he saw the I think they had a tiff or something, or a disagreement or argument. He saw them reconciling and seeking for forgiveness. He saw her pregnant and getting pregnant and being overjoyed and her carrying the baby. He saw her having the baby and them growing babies and them growing old together. And after he snapped out of that, I want to say daydream, if you will, or day vision, he then approached her. And in the manner in which he approached her in the vision that he had prior to approaching her, is the same response when she shrugged her shoulders in an awkward way, almost obliging him, asking her out on a date. And that really just melted my heart. So I'm going to share the clip with you, and then we're going to have a deeper conversation about love and relationships. Is this the way I think most men that know she's the one? Is this what you experience? And as females, for my females listening, do you have the same type of epiphany? Have you ever experienced at meet, at sight, having that strong connection to someone, or wanting to see them in your future, or seeing them in the future, having a glimpse of your future with that individual in it, and just kind of moving on that? I'm just intrigued. I am just intrigued. So I'm going to share what it is, and my why for being so intrigued, and then we can take a much more deeper dive. So I'm going to present to you the actual reel. Okay, I'm going to share my screen, including the audio. I'm going to share it from my Facebook group page. You're free to join this. It is a private group, but again, I want to encourage all to join it. Again, we share all things for singles, married couples, people that are divorced, and we get a lot. We share a lot of free content, again, about relationship building relationship with self. Obviously, we do a lot of free coaching, counseling. We help married couples and also those that have been divorced to heal. It's all about saving families. So that's the tagline. So let me share the group page with you. And then we're watching. I'm going to give some more commentary. So let me take this off so that you can see what I see and we can watch it together. All right. All right. So let me go back to the page. And I hope that I everything's good. I think we're good at this point. Let me just angle it so that you can see all of its goodness. Okay. Still watching from the beginning. All right. So hope you're watching this. All right. If you watch, at the end they're going old, then it's infamous again. We'll start over from the beginning. All right. He's on the subway. All of a sudden, this is me. I'm sorry. When he approaches. All right. So she's getting on the subway. She's getting on the train.
Closing doors, please.
You hear the infamous conductor. He sees her. Then all of a sudden, what happens? He begins to see future. They're on their date, flirting, they're having a good time, moving a vibe, building a relationship, fall in love, get married, right? All of everything that we first stated. Beautiful. And to the children, growing old together, and obviously being in the moment, really loving her. And had an epiphany. This is one, right? Right. So, all right. So I think we kind of get the gist, right? Now you see what I see. Let's have a deeper dive into the conversation. Now, one of the first things that I did was I wanted to find out what the inspiration was behind this particular reel. I didn't find who created it. I wish I would have, or I would have definitely shouted them out because it was such a beautiful montage of this inspiration, which is, or which was the If Beale Street Could Talk. It's really an inspiration from that movie, and I'll show you exactly why the conclusion was made. Actually, I saw it in the comments, and then when I had an opportunity to see the advertisement for the movie, unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to see the movie, and it's kind of inspiring me to want to see the movie because from what I hear, the movie is exceptional. It's really about Black love. And so I definitely want to check it out because listen, we're all things Black love over here. All right. So I definitely want to check it out. But let me share where the inspiration came from. And I think you'll see why it makes sense. All right. All right. So let's go here and let's do this. I appreciate you. All right, so this is the inspiration. This is the inspiration for that particular reel, the creation of that. This is where they got the inspiration from, from my understanding. All right, so let's play why this was the inspiration. Let's play it, the little preview, okay? Trust it all the way. All right. So as you can see there, why obviously this was the inspiration, even down to the score. Okay. From what I understood about this particular movie, If Beale Street Could Talk, it was based upon a James Baldwin novel. And the movie was about Black family, Black love. It was about, I guess, during that time period, it's kind of a time period piece during that time period in American history, a lot of Black males were being accused of crimes that they did not commit, and as a result, many Black families were being torn apart because of the absence of male representation, unfortunately. And so that's pretty much what the movie is about: the strong love that was established from the beginning, and obviously the unfortunate series of unfortunate events that occurred that caused the relationship, or the relationship was intact, but the love was there, but the man that she was involved with was essentially taken from her due to some bogus crime, bogus charges that was put upon him. He was in prison. I don't know exactly how long he was in prison, but I think that particular ad that the movie intro there kind of talks about her waiting for him. And so I'm assuming that the movie ended with him coming out. I'm not 100%, but from what I could tell from the those that reviewed the movie, and this particular individual that removed, it's just my opinion review, and the other one that I had actually looked at as well was Pay or Wait. Pay or Wait. So I had a chance to actually listen to their reviews, and it was pretty good. It was about the movie, and so it definitely encouraged me to want to add that on my things to watch list. It's a big list, but nevertheless, it is what it is. So, with that being said, let's take a deeper dive into the visual presentation, and the deeper meaning behind what was seen. I guess the question that came to me is that how every man is that how every man wants to feel when they have the encounter with the one? Is that what every man needs to feel or experience in order to have enough confidence to really um, take the next steps to head towards their forever girl? Is that I think that that's a fair question. I mean, for women, from what I understand as a female, I don't think most women approach it quite like that. But I think most people want some type of confirmation or some type of confidence going into a relationship that they want to see lead to what would perceive to be forever. And but I do find it interesting, and I think I've heard from a lot of guys that said that from the moment I saw her, I just knew she was the one. I mean, they may not have all the animated, visual, what I'm saying, in terms of seeing them from beginning to end, them growing old together and all of that. But there is a sense of knowing that they have to feel in order to make you their forever girl and not just for now girl or temporary girl, or but if you want to be forever, if you want to be the one that they want to take off the market, they have to see you, perceive you to be the one that they can be with for the future and for the long haul. And you know what? That's fair. I think even from a female perspective, we would want, a man, that would feel that way, that would feel confident enough about or assured enough about whatever it is he's about to get into, that that he can pursue you with that intentionality. I think most women are open to that. Most women want that. You know what I'm saying? Because that confidence is alluring, it's attractive. I mean, and I feel like that you will go in a little bit more stronger. You know what I'm saying? You will go into the dating process, the relationship with a whole nother perspective when you can see that person as your forever girl. And I also feel like from a female's perspective, they will be reassured to know that you're not coming in playing. You're not coming in trying to use them or abuse them or mishandle them or mistreat them. But you're really going in saying, listen, I want to seal the deal. I really want you. I see you in the future. I think every woman wants to be assured or reassured that that is the case and that is the situation. So that's my question to men, especially single men that are out there, or even married men that have said I do. You're locked in with your forever girl. Is this the process? Is this something that happened to you? Tell us. Please do share. Because I really do feel like it will be helpful. I think to those that are still seeking that special somebody, it would be helpful to them to know that maybe this is a part of your process and others. I think that that will help to build their confidence and cause them to be reassured that they're on the right track, and knowing that, hey, this is something that most men, or I've gone through this and this person has gone through this, you know and that sort of thing. And also, like I said, for women, I think that it will help to reassure us to know that a man that does go through this type of thing, having this external reassurance, if you will, or internal reassurance, that that person will be even more intentional in their dating process, and not just, again, trying to get you in the bedroom and let this be a one hitter quitter, or a momentary situationship. Know that they're trying to make you They're trying to replace your last name kind of vibe. You know what I mean? And that's how they're going in with that intentionality. So I just thought that this was beautiful, and I really do believe that, if people move with more intentional, if people are more in tune, with their heavenly father, with their creator, they'll have these moments when they will have the ahas and the epiphanies and the sign that they need to move forward. I feel like when you have that strong relationship with your maker and with your creator, then yes, you can have that experience, especially when it comes to marriage. It's nothing to sneeze at. You do need that reassurance. You need that confidence. You need that sense of knowing that you're making the right choice. And I feel like when it comes to dating and romance and relationships, that most men don't want to be told, by someone else that, this person is suitable for them, or this person is compatible with them, or consider this person. Most men, or women for that matter, I think women are a little bit more open depending on the who. But I think that for men, it's an absolute turnoff. You know what I mean? Even if they did have interest in somebody, if they were told by someone else that they should pursue, they may not even, be motivated to, because they're being told, oddly enough. And maybe that's a subconscious thing. I don't know. But for the most part, men like to feel or believe that they're in charge. They like to feel and believe that, again, when they're making this decision, it has to be the right decision for them, and it's for them to make. And if they have any guidance, okay, they would rather it be God, his all-seeing eye and all-seeing hand, all moving hand. They would rather that, 100%, rather than having some human beings, that's limited, tell them that, X, Y, and Z. They would rather have the epiphany. I'm saying? If it be a spiritual thing, an outer body thing, or a visual thing, they would rather that it come from some type of, again, supernatural way, versus it come through a natural person. I think that they'll be more, I guess, motivated and moved if it comes in a way that's meaningful to them. You know what I mean? So I just thought that this was something that was beautiful. And I just wanted to take a deeper dive into, you know, the meaning behind it, and how it relates to what it is that we do. We do coaching, personal development coaching. We do coaching for relationships as well. We do coaching with that, whether it's a dating, or whether it's you're in a relationship and you just kind of need to be coached in that area. We do provide premarital counseling as well. I love doing premarital counseling. It is absolutely needed. I can't stress it enough. If you're in a relationship and you know that it's heading towards the altar, you need premarital counseling. I don't care if you've been married before, you have never been married to that person, right? And so therefore you need that premarital counseling. You need everything that is necessary before I do to come out on the table, to be discussed, to be understood, whatever again is needed, whatever is necessary, it needs to come out. And I feel like with premarital counseling, it can come out a little bit easier, and it can be digested a lot easier, versus after you say I do, and then people have a tendency to kind of be more focused on whatever is, present tense, maybe potentially glancing towards the future. But yeah, they don't really like to talk about certain things once they've reached a certain threshold in the marriage. It can be kind of difficult if it's not pre-established. So with the premarital counseling sessions, a lot of things that you need to know will come out and discuss, so that you can come up with a plan on how to approach money, and many different aspects of a relationship that are often, like I said, ignored or overlooked by most people, unless you have a lot to lose. And then most people come out with the prenup or something like that, and they do discuss money. but they may not discuss it in depth. You may just be presented with a prenup if they have a lot to protect. And then you may be able to discuss the details of that with an attorney. Generally, it's handled, through the attorneys. And then you either decide to sign it or not, unless you have any questions. And then, like I said, it's a very interesting dynamic when it happens that way versus you talk about the things that matter to you. Um, you know, Basically, what your ideology is when it comes to money, when it comes to debt, when it comes to spending, and what the reality is, because there's an ideology and then there's reality. So I think sometimes people have wishful thinking, but in reality, sometimes that's not in alignment with what they believe is right, what I mean, for them ultimately. So you'll have a chance to explore whatever the reality is as well as your ideology, and also whatever goals, to see if there's, some alignment, obviously, and then come up with your own goals as a couple. And so it's really interesting if you have the right kind of premarital counseling sessions. There's a lot that you can explore. There's a lot that you can unpack. There's a lot that you can discuss to really have a strong foundation in the marriage going forward, because you'll have a more of an understanding of how you think and what you believe and feel about subjects that will affect you, like even not just money, children. What is the goal? What are your feelings regarding children? Do you want more children? How many? Maybe you don't want children, and things of that nature. Sex, family. There's so many different, like I said, topics that need to be discussed, um, that prior to getting into the marriage, that because you need to form some type of understanding, you need to have an understanding about what your partner thinks or believe or feel, what their desires are, their wants, and whatever their intrinsic values are. Those things need to be not only explored, but you need to have an understanding in order to dwell with this person. The Bible talks about dwelling with her according to knowledge. It's difficult to live with someone if you don't understand them. And I think through a good premarital counseling session, you can have a little bit more understanding, a greater understanding of the person that you're committing to. I think that that will be a blessing to you. All right, so that's all that I have today. I just wanted to just have the conversation about love and relationships and just kind of get your perspective on the meat. Do you have that epiphany? Don't you have that? Have you had that? Has that been your experience? For those of you all that have been married before or are currently married, have you had that? Did you have that epiphany? Like what happened? Just curious. Feel free to like this video, give us some hearts. Feel free to share this. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube page, go check me out on YouTube. I'm still building there. I am still building. Okay. Don't spend a whole lot of time as I should, but pray for us. We're getting there. But you are welcome to watch any of the content that we've shared on all of our platforms. Go like me on Facebook, Dr. Kesha. You can also find me on IG, Dr. Kesha. You'll find me there. And you're definitely welcome to like the Impacting Mindsets page as well. That is the business page. And you can also go to our website, which is Impacting Mindsets Global. You'll find all the services that I provide. And yeah. And so that pretty much concludes the broadcast. Thank you so much for listening again. Give us some hearts, give us some likes, share your thoughts. I want to hear what you have to say. Did you see the movie If Beale Street Could Talk? I really want to see it. I heard it was a great film. That was the inspiration of the reel that we discussed. I think it was a very powerful reel. Go check that out. Go like the reel. We want to support fellow content creators. We want to support each and every one because that's what we do. We like to support folks over here. All right. So that's all that I got. Thank you again so much for tuning in, for all the love, likes, and comments. Thank you so much for the replay love and all that jazz and all that good stuff. Love you to life. And I guess I'll be talking to you all next week. Again, this particular podcast will be the chat and tea with Dr. D, Dr. Kesha, that's me. Will be on Saturdays. All right, we're going to be going live, and then I'm going to be coming on camera soon. So watch for that. Just been lazy. Don't feel like, just want to chill. It's the holiday, it's the weekend, and yeah. So no pressure, no stress, less pressure, less stress. We want to do what we do with all the extra. Read all about it. All right. Appreciate you again. God bless. Until next time. Peace.